Ja, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, liebe Gäste, im Namen der INVO, im Namen des Instituto de Estudios Económicos Silvio Gesell und im Namen der Gesell Foundation begrüße ich Sie ganz herzlich zur Verleihung des Silvio Gesell Preises. Es freut mich vom Herzen, dass Sie so zahlreich gekommen sind. In the name of the INVO, in the name of the Instituto de Estudios Económicos Silvio Gesell, and in the name of the Gesell Foundation, I would like to warmly welcome you to the Silvio Gesell Award ceremony. And I'm delighted that so many of you have come. We will go on as follows. We will have first some greetings from our colleague from Buenos Aires, Peter Mange. Then we'll have greetings from Josh Sidman, who is the founder and director of the Gesell Foundation in the USA. Then we will have a panel discussion with interesting guests. And then we will come over to the awarding. Wir werden wie folgt vorgehen. Wir werden erst einige Grußworte von Peter Mange hören, der das Instituto de Estudios Económicos Silvio Gesell in Buenos Aires repräsentiert. Dann einige Grußworte von George Sidman, dem Gründer und Direktor der Gesell Foundation in den USA. Dann haben wir eine Podiumsdiskussion und dann die eigentliche Preisverleihung. Fangen aber jetzt an mit einem ganz, ganz kurzen Video, das den Preis und die Verkäufe vorstellt.
We at INVO are very pleased to award the Silvio Gesell Prize 2024 worth €5,000 to Professor Dr. Willem Buiter. We acknowledge his outstanding achievements in the emphasis on the necessity and possibility of overcoming the zero lower bound. His work is a crucial step towards effective interest rate policy, fair economy, simple, effective, fair.
So, ja, dann kommen wir gleich zum ersten Punkt. We'll start with our first point. Peter, please come here.
Great colleagues, dear guests, and Willem Buiter, our award-winning. This is a privilege and an honor for the Silvio Gesell Institute of Economic Studies to present this esteemed award to Dr. Willem Buiter. His groundbreaking work stands as a clear representation to the profound changes that must occur in the mechanism of credit diffusion, administration, regulation, and issuance at local investments. The changes are crucial to addressing the evolving needs of the financial markets, capital markets, and public and private international debt markets. These pioneering contributions are based on the recognition of the need to introduce negative interest rates as a tool to encourage the development and expansion of money markets. This approach is essential for the sustainability and strengthening of global financing and banking systems. Negative interests, as proposed by him, improve the velocity of money very much more effectively than positive or even very positive rates, which often undermine credit stability, solvency, and expansion. Dr. Buiter's academic and corporate work across various levels of engagement has been instrumental in accelerating the global recognition of these necessary changes. His international acclaim lends credibility and weight to his groundbreaking ideas, and that's why he is absolutely deserving of the recognition we are giving him today. We also take the moment to celebrate his courage and dedication in championing new paradigms in global monetary policy. His visionary proposals find their roots in the work of Silvio Gesell, whose ideas have left an indelible mark on economic thought. Gesell's innovations, notably his advocacy for negative interest rates, were tested with remarkable success in Argentina. Thus, today, we not only honor Dr. Beuter's work, but we also pay tribute to the lasting legacy of the visionary economists whose ideas continue to resonate and inspire, particularly in Argentina. For me, as an Argentine German, it's a great personal honor to represent the Silvio Gesell Institute of Economic Studies in Buenos Aires on this significant occasion. I would like to share a piece of personal history that underscores the deep connection between Argentina and the ideas of Silvio Gesell, which form the basis of Beuter's work. My grandfather, who led CADE, Compañía Argentina de Electricidad, the Argentine Electricity Company in Buenos Aires in the 1920s, had the privilege of knowing Silvio Gesell, and alongside him, he was part of a close-knit circle of German immigrants who contributed greatly to Argentina's economic development. These individuals were interconnected, and their entrepreneurial spirit became a substantial part of a socio-cultural and productive network that formed Argentina's greatness on those decades. When I was a child, I was lucky enough to use furniture, toys, and tools designed by Casa Gesell, which are the same ones displayed today at the Eden Cooperative or Genossenschaftsmuseum in Oranienburg near Berlin, here in Germany. This personal connection with to Gesell's work fills me with pride, and its significance resonates even more profoundly today as we reflect on his immense impact on the modern economic thought. Silvio Gesell spent many years in Argentina, where part of his family still resides. It was there that he developed revolutionary ideas on the monetary system, most notably the concept of negative interest rates and the founding of the International Valuta Association, IVA. So Gesell challenged the traditional notion of money as a static store of value, advocating instead for a monetary system that depreciates over time to encourage spending and investment rather than hoarding. In Argentina, Gesell proposed also an alternative to the gold standard, the dominant economic paradigm of this time. His work laid the foundations for what we now recognize as modern macroeconomics. Although these innovations are attributed to John Maynard Keynes, it's important to remember that his work was heavily influenced by Gesell's theories. Keynes adopted many of Gesell's ideas, but left out the question of interest rates. He may have had a reason for doing so, but it makes a crucial difference. Fortunately, today, economists like Dr. Beuter are resurrecting these ideas, demonstrating their relevance and necessity in modern economic discourse. What Gesell discovered through his naturalistic approach to the economy, Beuter has further developed through decades of scholarship and praxis. As we celebrate Dr. Beuter's contribution today, we also acknowledge the profound and enduring influence of Silvio Gesell on modern economic thought. On behalf of the Silvio Gesell Institute, it's my great honor to present this award to Dr. Willem Beuter, whose work advocating for negative interest rates and overcoming the zero lower bound continues the spirit of innovation, equity, and visionary thinking that Gesell first championed. Dr. Beuter, we deeply appreciate your invaluable contribution to the field of economics. We encourage you to continue your important work, knowing that your research will inspire future generations of economists. As someone once said, I believe the future will learn more from the spirit of Gesell than from the spirit of Marx. These words remind us that Gesell's vision remains timeless and relevant today. This is perfectly demonstrated through the intellectual continuity embodied by Dr. Willem Beuter, who continues Gesell's legacy with distinction and dignity. Thank you very much.
Dankeschön, lieber Peter. Thank you, Peter. Wir werden alle englischsprachigen Laudatien auch in der nächsten Fairconomy auf Deutsch abdrucken. We'll publish all speeches held here in English, in German, in the next Fairconomy. Übernächsten, okay. So we will now hear greetings from Josh Sidman.
Greetings, Dr. Beuter and distinguished guests. I regret that I can't be there with you in person to celebrate the awarding of the inaugural Gesell Prize. This event is an important milestone for the Gesellian movement. The fact that we can even speak of a worldwide Gesellian movement is quite a new development, and it's largely due to the increasing coordination of the three organizations sponsoring this prize, the INWO in Germany, the Instituto in Argentina, and the Foundation in the United States. I first learned of Silvio Gesell in 2007, and I can tell you that for many years it was very lonely to be a Gesellian. His ideas made sense to me as soon as I learned about them, but the obvious question was, if Gesell's analysis is correct, why doesn't anyone know about him? For years I searched for someone, anyone, who could help make sense of this apparent paradox. There was almost no one talking and writing about Gesell at that time. It took me over a decade to find and connect with Felix and the INWO and Carlos and the Instituto. I say there was almost no one talking about Gesell at that time because there were a couple people with the knowledge and wisdom to recognize the importance of Gesell's ideas, even if most of the world had never even heard his name. And perhaps the most important of those voices was that of tonight's honoree, Dr. Willem Beuter. The first paper I'm aware in which Dr. Beuter discussed Gesell was written in 1999, 8 years before I would hear Gesell's name for the first time. In recent years, all of this has started to change. Gesell has now been discussed in papers from the Federal Reserve and the IMF, and his ideas are attracting a wider audience than ever before. But we should not forget those few pioneers who talked and wrote about Gesell when virtually no one knew who he was. And foremost among those pioneers is Dr. Beuter. Therefore, it seems fitting to me that he is the recipient of the inaugural Gesell Prize. Dr. Beuter, I send you congratulations and gratitude for all you've done to grow awareness of the unduly neglected prophet, Silvio Gesell. All the best.